and welcome to Switch On, where we highlight the best in Ipswich, the people, and the places that make it a great place to live. On today's show, one of the men behind the fastest growing region in the country, a nurse who's hitting the road to fight against cancer, the latest emerging music artists, and the call out to young filmmakers to dream big. But first, Greater Springfield visionaries and founders Maha Sinnapathambi and Bob Sharpless were recently inducted to the Queensland Business Leaders Hall of Fame. The prestigious accolade for the business partners of more than 35 years honoured both men for their vision in creating Australia's first privately constructed city. Springfield is now 27 years in the making, with a population of more than 41,000 and a predicted growth rate of 7% per annum over the next 2 decades. Deputy Chairman of the Springfield City Group, Bob Sharpless, joins me now on Switch On. Bob, welcome.
Thank you, great to be here.
So what does it mean to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think it means that there's a much wider recognition for the achievements of the Springfield City Group. Maha and I started this journey a long time ago, and we were really just looking to develop a project that, from our point of view, would meet some of the objectives that we'd set. But this award really places us in the company of some very significant people and organisations that have built Queensland. So when you reflect on being recognised in that way, it's very, very satisfying.
Wow. So what's next for Springfield?
Well, we've always got plenty that we're planning to do. Certainly over the next few months and years, you're seeing a lot of sporting infrastructure delivered across the project. So what we call the Southern Sporting Fields will be opened in 2 or 3 months' time. That's a major investment by Lend-Lease on our behalf to provide ovals, tennis courts, netball courts, clubhouses for community-based recreation. And also the Springfield Reserve, which is the new AFL venue, has commenced construction today. So that's a project that's 10 years in the making. Wow. It'll become the home of the women's AFLW competition. Mm-hmm. And then the mighty Brisbane Lions are going to relocate their training and admin from the Gabba and be based at the Reserve. Wow. So we're very excited by that because the project is basically a boutique stadium of some 12 to 15,000 capacity at this stage. And obviously we get to have a major sporting club that plays AFL, that fields teams in both the women's and men's competition being located in this community. So I think the community will really enjoy having that opportunity to participate with them.
Oh, wow. So the role of the master developer, what exactly is that role and what does it entail?
Well, the master developer is the artist or the sculptor that has created the whole Greater Springfield development. I think it's fair to give that role to Maha Sinnapathambi because he was the one who had the vision to do this. But essentially we have been able to architect, curate, sculpt the whole project. And so as master developer, we care about every part of the project. We try and make sure that it meets our standards because we have an aspiration for this area that is much higher than what would have otherwise happened. And so we feel it's our job in creating a community to make sure that it's a great community and that the outcomes for the people living here are good outcomes. And we measure that, whether it's education, employment, just social cohesiveness, lack of graffiti. There are so many different ways to measure how successful a community is becoming. And as master developer, we take that responsibility. We don't see ourselves as property developers. We see ourselves as community developers and now city builders.
Oh. So what are the long-term plans for Greater Springfield?
Well, I guess long-term, we would say we are halfway through our project life, but 25% through the project. So if you flip that, that means that in the next half of our project life, we've got 3 times as much work to do as we've already done.
Wow.
So, we currently have a population of about 41,000. When we're finished, we think that population will be more like 140,000.
Oh, wow.
We aspire to create 50,000 jobs. So we want to create 1 job for every 3 people living in the project. So basically we have already, within the approvals that we've obtained, about 2.6 million square metres of commercial GFA to deliver. We have about 23,000 apartments, and there's still about another 6,000 traditional lots of residential land. So that's before we talk about doubling the number of schools, increasing the size of the hospital, and really bringing more opportunities to the project, some of which we don't even know what they look like yet.
Thanks for joining us, Bob. And if you would like to keep up to date with the development of Greater Springfield and the latest news and events in the area, visit greaterspringfield.com.au. Australia has one of the highest rates of melanoma cancer in the world, and many believe it's the most serious type of skin cancer. Almost 14,000 Australians were diagnosed with melanoma in 2017. As a sporting nation, we are more likely to contract melanoma, with young people aged 15 to 39 being the most common sufferers. Recent treatment developments provide genuine hope for those with this cancer, though for some the breakthrough has come too late.
He was a talented triathlete with the world at his feet. Sadly, however, it was not meant to be. Adam Smitty had overcome a malignant melanoma once before. However, during a bike ride with his close friend, Mark Sharky Smoothie, he confessed he was not feeling well. Just over 3 weeks later, Adam passed away. He was in hospital for only 8 days. Adam's cancer had spread to his vital organs. He was just 26 years old. To honour Adam, in the same year, Sharky fulfilled one of his mate's unrealised dreams, riding 1,600 kilometres from Brisbane to Adam's hometown, Home Hill, raising $24,000 for cancer research in the process. The next year, 22 more friends joined the ride. In 2008, there were 50 riders who together raised an incredible $420,000 for cancer research. This year, 42 cyclists joined the ride, including Marta Nurse Unit Manager Joe Gabriel, who was inspired through his own reasons to smile for Smitty.
Like a large volume of people have had various relatives who have passed away from cancer, so that sort of adds that extra added motivation in there to take part in this year's event. From me personally, looking to raise over that $5,000 goal at the moment, which we're sort of on target, but the more the better, basically. And the foundation itself will target-wise is about $350,000, I think, from memory. But again, anything better. Both the community and Marta itself have been very supportive. Work here itself has given me a lot of time off in order to train and make sure that's all ready to go. And obviously the local community's got behind the sort of fundraising efforts as well.
Colleagues from the Marta Group's newest facility, the Marta Private Hospital Springfield, have supported Joe with fundraising and farewelled him prior to his 1,600-kilometre journey. Knowing full well the impact cancer has on people, Samuel Jones, medical oncologist, believes the state-of-the-art cancer care centre at the Marta Springfield will make a vast difference to the local community.
So in this area there's a growing population and an ageing population, so certainly increased need for cancer services, and that's just going to increase. We're going to need all the support we can get for research and all the treatments that we've got out here at Springfield.
The sad truth is cancer still needs all the funding it can get. 1 in 3 men and 1 in 4 women will be diagnosed before they're 85. You've probably seen for yourself how devastating it can be. It's a long, hard road to fight cancer. Are you up for the challenge? Remember, smile for Smitty.
We wish them all the best for the ride and hope that scientists will one day find a cure. We can all take part, though, in preventative measures like avoiding prolonged periods out in the sun during the middle of the day, wear protective clothing, and use a sunscreen with an SPF of at least 30+. A change of pace now, and the hosts of the popular Phoenix radio program Emerge, Kaylin and Russell, have the latest indie music scene under the spotlight.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Emerge, a show on Phoenix Radio dedicated to bringing you the very best in Queensland music. My name is Callum Lakuta. Joining me is Russell Thompson. Mate, what's on the agenda today?
Callum, this year we've been absolutely spoiled for choice. We've been astounded by the quality of so many local releases and the fact that so many of our favourite bands have been releasing projects. It's just awesome. We'd love to talk about one of these in specifics today.
Yeah, the Queensland out-rock quartet Electric Zebra have been in and around the local scene since dropping their debut EP Ambition back in 2016. They followed this up with our EP of 2018 with their sophomore effort You're Sinking. And now to say that we're excited that the band were recording and releasing their debut album less than a year later is a bit of an understatement. The quartet's debut album marks a big shift in the band's recording process, with vocalist and guitarist Keelan Sanders self-producing the record at the criminally underrated Brisbane studio Bedlam Records between January and June of this year.
It's just a great studio to have so many artists working around. But launching into the LP itself, there is a crowd pleaser on the first track, Seen It All. It's an explosive and energetic opener and showcases the track which has been live tested countless times before. It's been refined immaculately now in the album, which then transitions into a snugly fitting lead single, It's a Lot, certified alt-rock banger, and it's absolutely able to capture the band's live energy in a clean, pristinely mixed studio recording. The band lightens it up a little bit with an irresistibly catchy I'm a Natural, which showcases glorious guitar tones and riffs, backed up by Daniel's suitably potent drumming.
Confessional Sports then provides what could be the most surprising track of the bunch, in Valley of Leeches. A short, captivating slow burner that, through its layered guitars, experimental percussion, and gospel-like backing vocals, creates a truly enchanting sound that is without a doubt one of the many highlights of this record. The anthemic sophomore single You Can Choose follows, and like the album's opening tracks, proves the quartet's confidence and ability to pull off such a large stadium sound while remaining approachable and relatable.
Confessional Sports is an album filled with immense talent and a captivating rock sound. The 10 tracks each provide their own unique embellishment on a wall of sound, and each component magnificently crafted at that. On their debut LP, Confessional Sports, Electric Zebra have managed to impressively refine and expand whatever their rock sound was before, and they've just made it absolute perfection. Love it so much. I have to give it a rating out of 5. I give it a 5.
I gave it a 5 for sure. And there you have it. That's our review of Electric Zebra's Confessional Sports. It's available to stream on all of your favourite streaming platforms, and if you love it as much as we do, you can purchase the release from electriczebra.bandcamp.com. Tune into Phoenix Radio 11:97 AM and digital radio on Monday nights from 7 to 9 PM for all the latest in Queensland music. On Emerge.
Until next time, bye.
Ipswich City Council's Ipswich Film Festival for Youth short film competition is back for 2019. This year the competition has been divided into 3 age groups, 7 to 11, 12 to 17 and 18 to 25, with individual categories for each age group. The competition closes on Friday, September 20. For more details, visit ipswich.qld.gov.au/IFFY. We cannot wait to see their creativity on the big screen.
Well, that's all the time we have for Switch On. If you have any stories you'd like us to look into, you can reach us on Twitter via the hashtag SwitchOnStories or on Facebook at SwitchOnStories. I'm Annie Petts and you've been switched on.